Good morning. Good Friday morning. This is March 25th, and welcome to the annual West Virginia Pagan Day of Prayer. Now, this isn't just for West Virginia, it's for everybody. And if you are praying, this is the day to do it. This is where we come to for a collective. My guest this morning, my guest host this morning and throughout the day is the amazing Aeson Knight.
Yes, darling. Good morning. Good morning. I see that the energies of the night have brought you through and brought you to the sunrise, which is always lovely.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're excited. Today is going to be a very long day. Every 3 hours, we're popping on, doing a little live broadcast. Actually, we have some really interesting things coming up today.
We do. We have some multiple interesting things, multiple practitioners from different paths. I believe we have an Athena path. We have Christo Pagan tonight with Father Tommy. We've got me, which is an eclectic spiritualist. So we're all over the place.
Absolutely. So we're going to make it fun, going to make it interesting.
And we're going to make it entertaining because, prayer doesn't have to be boring. We're pagans. No. We can do it how we want.
Absolutely. That is the best way to do everything. So behind me, I set up kind of a mini altar, and I want to talk about it.
Okay.
So in this is a fireproof bowl. I'll show you. It's the fireproof bowl. And it is for collecting prayers today. So if you are popping on today and you make a comment anywhere about a prayer or just asking for prayer for yourself, I will take your name and put it in there. And then after tonight's finale, the closing with Byron Ballard, I will burn all of the prayers and then I will share pictures in the event.
Awesome.
After that.
Yes. Hello, Shannon. Yes,
Hello,
we know many of us are working pagans. Some of us are working behind the scenes. Some of us are working with earbuds on. This happens.
Right here.
But I wanted to take a moment and kind of talk about why this got started.
Okay.
Because this got started from a, I don't think you so moment.
Yes, it did. Because, well, if you look at our graphics and our little videos, it says, I think we live, we pray, we act, and that's what we do. Those graphics was created by Kalina Jones back in 2020 when this began. What had happened was during the plague, because schools closed down about the 20th, 23rd, and this is the 25th.
So I closed the office.
What?
The 20th, because that's the day I closed my office.
Okay, the 20th. So less than the week after that, here in West Virginia, Governor Justice issued a day of prayer, which was great. And he included all faiths, but we were kind of left out as pagans.
Well, that's because he doesn't think that we're here. He included and he contacted the Muslim group and the Muslims. He contacted the Jewish. He contacted the Abrahamic faiths, multiple sects of the Abrahamic faiths. There is a large registry of registered clergy in this state. At the Secretary's office, we have to go through a ton of crap to get that. Not one of us got contacted.
No.
Not one.
No. So this was created for us to take a stand, and say, hey, we're here. And we pray too. That's what got it started.
Right. And see, what I find interesting is every state meeting in this state, from city council up, starts with prayer. And they have different faiths in to do it. I've yet to see a pagan priest or a pagan priestess open one of those.
No, I hadn't either. It's a valid point. We're here and we should be represented.
And we should continue the representation because that's what we're doing. Is witches probably pray more than most.
Yeah.
We're the ones that have the holy hours, the 9, 12, 6, 9 again, and it keeps going through the night. Because I'm sorry, we've been through some hellacious times, some tower times in our personal lives. We've been through some tower times on a global scale. We are still in tower times. And we're going to hear more, hopefully, about that later tonight. What are tower times? What are we talking about here?
With the amazing Byron Ballard at closing. Yeah,
Yes, and
she's
if you
got
guys
two
don't have her
prayers.
books, your assignment, West Virginia Pagans, is go buy her books.
Yes.
Yes, and read her blogs, because she is one of those good souls, great writers, great authors, but she brings it all back into realness.
Well, she's a down homegrown Appalachian witch. So she brings it all. I love
Right.
it.
So I love talking with her. I'm going to be looking forward to that. That's going to be fun at 9. We're going to have Father Tommy up here at 6. You guys go and possibly see a little bit of dueling going on because, at Pagan Pride, and we haven't talked about this, but we're going to be doing what's called dueling ritual. I haven't gotten to do one of these for probably 20 years, and it's going to be fun. You're going to see a calypso event occurring there when you start seeing, all the faiths that go to the mountain. And we probably won't have all of them, but you'll see the blend over. You'll see where the rituals interlinked and how they can go from one flavor to another. So we're going to have him on. He's always fun at 6. Oh, yeah. And who we got cooking at 3?
That would be me and my fellow priestess, Lady Morgana. So it's Rowan Temple of Light at the middle of the day. And so we've got some prayers and some things that we want to go over and talk about. We are limiting these clips to about a half hour, just because we're coming on here and keeping the momentum going.
Right.
So at noon, we have I'm going to call her a Hellenistic priestess, but she is a priestess, a high priestess of Athena. So yes, it all kind of goes together. That would be High Priestess Isidore, and she wrote a prayer for Ukraine. So she is coming to share that.
Right. Now, there's been a little bit of debate in the community, and I have a very strong stance, and then I also have historical record to go and back that stance. We tend to not get involved. There's been a large debate on whether all pagans get involved in this. Should we be influencing global leaders? We have a track record of influencing global leaders. Okay, we've been dealing with them since the War of the Roses, guys, and we've been kicking butt since then.
Well, you think about it, I wouldn't say all monarchs, but a lot of them had psychic advisors.
Right,
and that puts a direct link to us.
Right, and see, one of the historical things was there's the story of the British traditional witches gathering and keeping Hitler out of the United Kingdom. Then you go back a little farther, and you have another group that worked to take on World War I, and you keep going back, and it's like, yeah, we tend to go, you get your butt back to your little War of Kingdoms, not with us. Stay out of my kingdom. Stay out of my prestige. Stay out of my coven set. Stay out of my country. Do not cross the sea. Well, somebody needs to do not cross the borderlands. Get yourself back to Siberia where you belong.
Yeah.
So you guys will notice that we are focusing a little bit on the war in Ukraine because that is what is needed at this time at the most. Yeah. But we still have other things. We've had a lot of losses in our community. We've had a lot of pain, anguish, anxiety. Yes, we're starting to open back up, but we still have the panini dancing around us, very much so. And, we're moving into summer, which is open air. We've got festivals going on. We want to be praying that those are kept safe and kept going. We've got some new ones. We've got some old ones coming back. And we've got some very much practitioners still working those hospital floors.
Yes. We cannot forget our first responders, our nurses, our doctors that are on the front lines.
Right. And then we always have our soldiers.
Yes. We have a lot to And I can't really say pray for, but it's also be thankful for,
Right.
because without these people doing what they are called to do, we wouldn't be able to live our lives as we do.
Exactly. Exactly. And, we've always been, from the end of time recording to the beginning of time recording, the witch has always been the caretaker, the spiritual leaders of the community. So that's why we take the stand. That's why we go, no, you don't forget the village witch. No, you don't forget the dirt daubers. No, you don't forget the high priest. No, you don't forget the high priestesses. We are right there beside you.
Absolutely. Always.
Always. All right, honey. So what else you got? We got 20 minutes to kill here. I heard you had questions.
Okay, so I do have a question for you, something I want to talk about, and it kind of triggered me this morning because my patron deity has
Mhm.
not changed. It is still Father Odin. It
Mhm.
always will be.
Mhm.
But my goddesses, my matron deities have kind of changed a little bit.
Mhm.
Maeve, the Celtic goddess, has always been my mother.
Mhm.
Like she raised me.
Right.
But here lately, my owl spirit has been calling me. So
Uh-huh.
I've got Lilith and Athena that are like, "Hello, how are
Uh-huh.
you?" So I want to know your thoughts on, is it okay for your deities to change, and is it okay for you to have multiple deities at the same time?
Okay. So I'm going to provide you with a few viewpoints here because, again, this is a he said, she said situation in theology. And I'm going to provide you my thoughts. He said, she said, or, monolithic versus polytheistic versus practitioners. Personally, I see gods as teachers. We are supposed to work with their energy, get to understand their energy. We don't bow to our gods. We stand toe to toe to them and respect them and work with them. So, as your practice, as you change, as you grow, you're going to go through different gods and goddesses. And it's kind of like we all go through different teachers. We all remember, that Miss Penny or that Miss, McGillicuddy or that Miss whatever in kindergarten and how sweet and nice she was. If you had a good one, if you had a bad one, maybe she didn't bake you cookies on Thursdays. But we all remember those Mrs. Jonaventus from high school that was a damn nightmare.
Mhm.
Okay, that docked your paper for being a quarter inch off the margin. Yes, that used to be a thing for those that did not understand the pleasure of typing a 10-page essay on a typewriter.
I know just the teacher.
Okay, so the way I look at gods, in my view, and the way that many other practitioners look at it, is you work with the god that fits you. You work with one that's calls. Does that mean you forget them? No. Does that mean that your other gods are less important to you? No. I work with a large plethora of gods and goddesses, from my mama Morgan to Hecate to Rosmerta to I deal with depending on what the situation is, I go to that goddess to deal with it. If I need to deal with some psyche stuff, then I go deal with psyche. It's like if I need to go to the butcher, I'll go to the butcher. I don't go to the baker. Um, so my view is yes, it's okay. However, you do have to take in mythos. Here's an example. I would not call in Hecate, a Roman and pre-centrist goddess, into a circle with Lady Morgan. That would be rude. Okay, you don't
Absolutely.
invite people that have fought into lives into a circle, for my belief. It's very chaotic. And think about the energies. You have two people, two energies, two cultures that didn't get along. One actually attacked and tried to overrun another one. That's not going to be a good soup for dinner.
No, you don't want to invite that negative energy in whenever you're looking for a positive outcome.
Right. It's kind of like, cooking a stew, and you do a vegetable based stew for a vegetarian, and then you do it with beef broth.
Oh,
Okay, so you don't do that. But you
Okay.
do offer equal patronage. Now, if you're working with multiple goddesses, I think every lady deserves her own throne. So that would be a different altar setup, and it could be as easy as putting different shelves on different walls to give them space, to give them a place in your home. And you have to keep up your workings. At one time, before I moved back to the homestead, I lived in a mobile home, and every room in my house had freaking altars because at that time I was doing a lot of growth, a lot of development, a lot of healing work, all of that pulling in together. So it was a good bit of time, but everybody had their space. It's like Lady Yin. When I'm needing to go slay a dragon, I go with her energy because I'll walk over a white dragon any day. You know, but the importance there is to remember and honoring what values you and what energy you're vibrating to. And sometimes you vibrate to all energies. So that's when you work with the goddess incarnate, which is all goddesses.
Yes. Which a lot of people refer to as Mother Gaia.
Mother Gaia, but Gaia is a different goddess. She's
Yes.
actually her own
She's
force.
more Earth. I mean, she's
Right,
represented by the Earth.
right. You know, Great Goddess Incarnate is all of them.
Yeah.
It is the title. Like, I'm going to go see a psychic. You ain't saying that you're going to go get a reading from Lady Gwen and then you're going to stop down at Aeson's and get another reading. You're just saying, I'm calling one psychic.
Yeah.
Okay. And I find that, you know, when you're working with multiple patron goddesses, children, Great Goddess Incarnate blends very well into a circle. All Father blends very well into a circle.
I thought that would be a really good one because you would pray or communicate
Mm-hmm.
with your, various deities in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Very much so. So let's say good morning to, Tina. Hello, how are you? Good morning,
Hello.
Lisa. Hello, Miss Amy. Nice to see you coming in. West Virginia Psychics, nice to see you in the house.
Oh yeah.
And I hope your boss is giving you a good day.
Oh, it is, but it is going to be a long, powerful day, I believe. So, a little thing that's going to be happening off screen and not lives are our friend, the Optimist. If you're from West Virginia, he is from around the Charleston area, and he did a couple of videos for us, and we are going to post them throughout the day. He had one for morning, one for midday, and one for evening. So you can log on to our event and see those videos throughout the day. He's very good with breathing exercises and he works with the chakras. So it will help you stay balanced throughout the day and help you focus.
Right.
Good morning, Christina.
All right. So he'll be on throughout the day. We will be posting at the end of this his first video in our group chat, and then of course you'll post it up there. He uploaded it to his own channel so that he could be with us. Also, if you have a prayer or a thought you want to include, go to the event page in Facebook and make sure to post it there. If it would like to be private, please go ahead and message the Facebook page.
Yes. We have already gotten some prayers and requests coming in. I will be printing all of them off. And because I'm sorry, I'm not going to handwrite all of them. Today is a long, busy day. But I will print all of them off, separate them, and then burn them in this bowl at the end of the day after our live at when we finish up after the 9 o'clock show.
Right. And, you guys, we have an event page over at Roan Temple of Light. You guys want to throw something in there? You are doing something special today? You want to provide a picture or a video? Please, we cannot do Skyclad. We have to keep it PG, guys. We're on Facebook land. Go ahead and post it up there.
That brings me to a point. Well, to a comment or suggestion, whatever. Anyway, in 2020, when this first started, people really got into it and went into nature. Jason Rule, for example, went into nature. There were rocks and candles, and he really sat there and meditated, because meditation is also prayer. You can use that as well. And then Lady Morgana did a bath ritual and posted just a simple little prayer, like a mantra, and pictures, and it was beautiful. People set up special altars. I encourage you, please share your experience that you're doing today to lend to the prayers and the energy of the day. This is an annual event. This is actually year 3. Can you believe
this
it?
is year 3 we've done this. Now, there are some points I want to cover.
Okay.
If you are fasting today, or you've chosen to fast today for your expression of this, make sure you be drinking those fluids. I don't want any passed out witches today.
That's right.
If you have to work and do whatever, that is okay, because time is linear and we can create it whenever we want to. Do not be being our superstars. You know, don't be, telling your boss that you can't work, because yes, I will give you a note for it, but at the same time, it'll be up for them to accept it.
Right.
All right. There is no flying brooms today because the winds are up.
Right.
Okay. There's no fighting. We do not put up with bullshit, because we will get it throughout the streams today. Understand, our back house does not play. We will be deleting that and removing that. We have no place for hate, and we have no place today for community bickering. You can take that to your own little sandbox and bury it underneath your own sandbox.
Absolutely. This is a day of peace, reflection, and love, and we want to community. Yes, everything Rowan Temple of Light does is all about community.
Exactly. And I am going to talk about a few things that you guys are doing and a few things I am doing, because we need to talk about some of this stuff. All right, so you've got Pagan Pride coming up in September
10th at Holly Gray Park. We have several contests running right now for the event. May Queen, we have one nomination for May Queen. Looking for multiple. That actually ends on April 1st, because
y'all guys better be getting those pictures in, because the community's got an event on that.
Yes, everything that Rowan Temple Light does is really community based, because we want your feedback. We need your votes.
Right. Now, how are we doing with money for Pagan Pride?
I'm sorry, what?
How are we doing with money for Pagan Pride? Do we need to conjure up some gold?
We do. Currently working on locking down some fundraising for that. I am doing readings. Lady Morgana is doing readings. Just message us, and we'll get you set up for a reading from us. We are going to be set up at Hollow Spring. It's an event, a brand new event in Weston, West Virginia, and the readings and the stuff that we sell there is going to be fundraising money for Pagan Pride. So we're really putting in the work out there for the community. And if you wish to donate to help with Pagan Pride, just send us a message at the Rowan Temple of Light page, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and we'll be happy to give you the PayPal that you can do that at.
Right. So what else you got going on over there? Because you guys stay busy. There's 2 priestesses over there. By golly, they stay on the road.
We are going to be starting starting at Beltane. We are going to be doing open gatherings, public gatherings. We do them once a month, and it's really our season starts at Imbolc, and we run through the end of Pagan Pride, and then I just kind of shut down because it is a busy season.
Well, not only that, but it's traditional to take rest.
Yes. So
I think that pagans did not get taught, and believe me, I will be teaching lessons about taking some rest.
Yes.
We're workhorses. But the goddess takes off 3 months.
Yes, she does. So those will be starting. They will be local to Clarksburg area, as long as the gas prices stay where they are on in the year, because there was a year that, well, a couple of years that we did Elkins, we did Morgantown, we did Charleston, we did Beckley. We traveled.
Right. Now, if someone wants to host community gatherings, free community gatherings, and needs
Yes.
advice, you can always turn to either one of us. We
Yes.
are very happy to say, this is what you need, this is what you have to do, this is the jumps you've got to do, this is what you do. Because it's, you want good organizational, you want growth. You don't want to show up and have 500 people there and going, oh crap, I forgot to tell them to bring water.
Right. Please, if you are interested in doing anything to help build your local community, please do not be afraid to do it. Right. Because that's what we need. There are so many communities in West Virginia, and since this is a global thing, all throughout the world, people, it's hard to find others. And if you host like local gatherings and get-togethers or study groups, even, people will come.
Right. And, we have the Mountaineer Pagan Nexus. It's mountaineerpagannexus.com. You hit community and you can go over there. It is a private community. It isn't running on Facebook. It's running on the background of what's called Mighty Network. You can have it on your cell phone, because we do get a lot of suppression in standard public media.
Yes, we do.
So you can go there, do that. Me and my partner run that. It is a free ground. There's that. Something I've started is Inner Circle Connections. It is a training Patreon group that will be meeting monthly, and we will be having full moon discussions. That doesn't mean that the classes are voted on what time you're going to be there. We have different classes on psychic training. There'll be classes on, and there's different options there. Also on the Nexus, I'm hosting new moon chats, and it's literally grab a cup of coffee, get your Zoom camera on, and come hang out with us. Talk about your practice, talk about what's going on, and showing the everyday witchy stuff. We've done everything from working through Moxie life goals to just talking about what we're reading and what we're studying. So that happens every new moon, and that's open to everybody. You don't have to be an Inner Circle member to join that.
Yeah.
Oh, see what else is going on within our community that we want to talk about here.
There are psychic Saturdays popping up everywhere now.
There is. Communities are starting to come back awake. We've come out of a very long winter. But, also remember to take time as we come back to question what you were doing when you were doing it. Do you want to go back to that clerging, dripping calendar? Yes. I had an experience yesterday. First time I've been in the gym in 2.5 years. It was supposed to be an easy drop Aeson off because he doesn't need the car. You go do your stuff. Text me when you're done. I zoned out for 2 hours. Didn't even check my phone. That was the first time in 3 years I didn't worry about every ding on my phone, every message on my phone. It was amazing.
Yes. I went to the gym as well yesterday with my body being in the current situation and it has, and I hope that this time off hasn't done issues to other people as well, but if it has, I'm starting out with water exercises. Low impact, just kind of movement, just to get started. Right. It's good for the soul. Hello, Dottie. Hello, Valerie.
Hello, Miss Valerie. And I'm going to point this out. Our bodies are temples. Some of us are cranky and old and probably haunted. But that doesn't mean we can't do a little upkeep here and there. And we can, as we come back alive,
yes,
and attune to the new vibration, we need to attune to what really speaks to our souls.
And that's a really good point. I'm really thankful you said that. Try to vibe as high as you can. There are so many that are stuck in the lower vibration, and by us taking care of ourselves and uplifting, we can lift them up as well.
Right. And I find it interesting that we both went back. I went back to the gym. You started at the gym.
Yeah.
You've been vibing on my level for a good bit now. Over the past 2 years, you have grown, child. You have grown well. You took 2 years of recreation and reflection. You got Lady Gwen's healing, Lady Gwen's readings up. you're getting a lot of changes, a lot of growth, and you've been doing really well. But you've also been one of those pillars of the community that has
Yes.
really been kicking ass. Said, "Oh, well, we can't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Oh, well, shit, if that won't work, let's do this. Oh, you can't meet? Great. We're, and, why don't we just have meetings on Zoom?" And I'm like, "Okay, schedule them." I can't. Fine, I'll schedule them. You've given inspiration to a lot of people, but you've learned a valuable lesson this past 2 years. A priestess leads from the back, but she also directs the ducklings which way to go. And realizing that you don't have to do everything.
That was a hard realization.
Yeah.
Because I'm calling this my Athena phase, because she's really like, listen here, girl. But that really means a lot to me that you say that, because I feel like I can't do enough
Right.
for the
And that's
community.
because you're in service. That's when you get that HP or HX up there, you take a status of service. You take a status of being in service. And yeah, we're out doing a lot, but that doesn't mean we have to do everything. And we have to question, is this bird strong enough to fly?
Yeah.
Is this committing to our mission? And if it's not, we got to change.
Well, I've within the past couple of months, I've come to the realization that some of my ideas had to die.
Right.
I've had to archive. Well, I'm in the process of archiving West Virginia Dancing Witches,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody in the community seems to want to step up and take on that role. But if you are interested, please message me soon. Otherwise, West Virginia Dancing Witches is going to go goodbye. And in West Virginia Dancing Witches are guaranteed at least one performance every year at Pagan Pride, as long as I am hosting it. So,
Right. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is a hard lesson. This is one that the old man just learned a little while ago. Everything goes through a season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I also realize that not every idea that comes into my head is my responsibility to complete.
Right. And I think
That was the hard realization.
right. And the other realization is realizing that everything has a season.
Yeah.
If we look at nature, things grow, they build, they hit their high life, and then they go into winter. So you gotta relax. You gotta let that go. You've got to take and go, okay, has it done its work? Did it bring its fruit? Did it bring you a good bounty? How many people did you light up with that dancing witches? Okay.
Okay, so we are at our 30 minute mark, and so we can close this out. The candle that I don't know if you can see or not, but I have a golden tree here, and behind it is a candle that is lit and is burning for today for our prayers. Remember to get your prayers, your requests, whatever you need, into me at the Rowan Temple of Light Facebook page. Just shoot me a quick message, and I will burn them tonight in a partition ritual after our 9 o'clock episode. So we will see you back at noon with High Priestess Isidore. Yes. So we're looking forward to that.
Right. And that'll be very awesome to do. All right, guys, we are going to be posting out the link for the sound thing on the event page for the morning. You guys go do that if you're able to. I will say, if you are driving or at work, they will be there for you later.
Yes, absolutely. Do not rush. This is a day of peace, love, community, and comfort. So take it as you need it.
Witch can control a storm. She can definitely control her time. So here is the first link out for the morning session with the Optimist.
Okay. Awesome. We will see you at noon. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Take your day.
Exactly.